Broadcasting live from the Maestro's Theater on the plain of New Capenna. This is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody, to Tap Tap Concede. My name is Graham. Joining me is Cameron, and that's about it. Well, James is here, actually. James is on tech.
Yeah, James.
Yeah. And today we're going to be talking about some streets of New Capenna, because it's out. It's out for everybody, and we've played a little bit of it, and you know what? It's a fun time.
Yeah.
If you want to get yourself some physical paper cardboard Streets of New Capenna, which you should, check out cardkingdom.com/LRR, sponsor of the show. We send you over there because we think they're great, and their shipping is fast, and their customer service is par excellence. And if you ask them for a button, very politely, if you say, loading ready run, send me a button, please, they will give you a little one-inch button. And I think we're still on Math is for Blockers. We printed more of each individual design this time to give everyone a better shot at getting them. That we've received one or two pieces of feedback from people who buy regularly who are like, I've got like 3 Math is for Blockers now. So,
I mean, you can trade them.
yeah.
Or as Math is for Blockers are Fallen Empires.
Oh,
We just overprinted it. And
Please keep. Please, we can't get rid of them.
I already have 3 play sets of the Order of Lightbur. I don't need any more. They're playable.
And of course, the show and everything we do is brought to you. That's okay. You can just cut to me, I guess. And of course, the show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Thank you. I realize I actually made a little lore whoopsie at the top of the show there because I said the plain of New Capenna. Now it's the plain of Capenna.
Oh, but the city is New Capenna?
The city, the fortress citadel of where everything in the set takes place is New Capenna.
Okay.
And Old Capenna is like the below.
Oh.
Where something happened. I was reading the Planeswalker's Guide to Streets of New Capenna, and it was talking about how, apologies if you can hear sirens going by, I guess the ambulance is really interested.
Yeah, the magic cops are here. The lore cops are here for us.
I've ruined it. That because they were in a battle with the Phyrexians.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
On the plane, and then something happened. Like they were retreating into this fortress, and then the Phyrexians went dormant. For reasons unknown, and people are sort of theorizing. They're like connecting the dots, and it's like that probably happened when Yawgmoth was defeated.
Oh, yeah. Just kind of like shut down the entire operation.
Yeah, but at that point, they'd sort of ceded everything else to the Phyrexians, and they're like, no, we're just gonna chill up in this like citadel. So like it's all they just keep building up and out, and like it's all it's not like Ravnica, where Ravnica is this like sprawling ecumenopolis. Mm-hmm. It's all in this one location. Everything that we're seeing in the set,
yeah, an arcology kind of.
Yeah. The card, one of my favorite Blitz cards actually, Kaldaya Strongarm. Mm-hmm. The Kaldaya is like the undermost. It's like the lowest section of New Capenna, where it's like all girders and support columns and stuff. It's where the Riveteers hang out.
Okay. That's actually really interesting. I should read the lore.
It's an extensive read. There's a lot of information there.
Okay, you have piqued my interest. Yeah. Honestly, I did not know that, because I remember Elspeth came from a plane that the Phyrexians had borked sideways.
Yeah, and I think that's why Johnny theorizes that Capenna might be her home plane. I don't think that's been hard confirmed, but I think it's like Johnny believes that Capenna is her home plane.
Right. Okay.
I could be wrong about that. That may have been confirmed or not, but I think that's the situation. And then there was the angels sort of like gave themselves to save the plane from the Phyrexians. There are still some angels, but you know, that's the situation with like Halo, and then the demons were in charge of the crime families, and like the families are sort of in like this. It seems like there isn't really law enforcement as such.
Right.
But there's this sort of understanding that, like, there are rules, and we, the 5 families, know that we're going to break rules, but we're not going to break them too badly.
Right.
And, this is the system of checks and balances. Is that there's 5 of us, and none of us are going to let any one of us get any too powerful.
Right. It's an oligarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw a comparison. I think it was in a comment on, maybe it was the subreddit or something. It's like, stealing a shipment of Halo that's just like heading to some warehouse or whatever. It's like, well, that's just sort of, that's a thing that happens. That's a cost of doing business, right? Stealing a shipment of Halo that's heading to like a party that Jetmir is hosting, that'll get you killed.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
You don't do anything to embarrass anyone.
Yeah.
But there is like,
you're going to do crime at the other families, but it's like, within reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't make us look bad.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I was reading also this morning that quite early in development, that the brokers, probably under a different name at that point, was going to be the Esper. Brokers are Esper.
Bant.
The Bant faction was going to be like corrupt
the government.
No, like corrupt cops.
Oh, okay.
And then they were like, let's not do that, which is why they're now like the lawyers.
Right.
Right. And that change obviously happened a while ago. But it's interesting that was like one of their original plans. Because there doesn't seem to be any
there's no
law enforcement to speak of.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a civil government. There's no I mean, I guess the Riveteers kind of represent the people as being like a pseudo trade union.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose. I mean, and then the Cabaretti are just having a party.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
I've managed to get one sealed.
Oh yeah.
Sealed build in. Because Arena, we're recording this on Friday.
Right.
The 27th, 26th?
29th.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. Did you want to do anything in April?
Not anymore.
No.
The 29th. Wow. Yeah. No, Arena was, it was launch day.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's unfortunately going to happen.
Worse than usual.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, honestly, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was able to buy, though.
Just no matchmaking.
Yeah, no matchmaking.
Yeah, people, because we were streaming, Adam and I, yesterday, and so we were like, well, guess we'll play Magic Online, which we haven't played in a long time. And so the stream was like constantly people coming into the stream being like, what's this? Why are you playing this? Why no Arena? What's going on with Arena? Why does Arena look ugly now? What are you doing? And it's like, well, it's not working. And then, you get a couple of people being like, oh, I got into a draft. And it's like, no, we're not going to do it. Okay, have a good draft.
Yeah, lucky you.
Good luck playing a game afterwards.
Yep.
Right? Like by the end of the stream, we were able to actually get on Arena, and we did a draft on Magic Online, and it's a Magic Online draft league, so it's best of 3 matches, and you play 3 of them, and we went 3-0, by the way.
Nice,
which was great. We put together a really fun. Gosh, what color combination was it? It was green, white. I guess it was Cabaretti.
Okay.
I guess green, white, red, or was it green, white, blue? I can't remember. Anyway, it was a fun deck. Shout outs to Angelic Overseer.
Yeah, that card.
That's the one. It's the priest from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, but this time it flies.
Yeah, what a great upgrade.
Yeah,
just make it flying. Yeah, I'd pay for that.
It's a 2 and a white for a 2/1 flyer, and Inspiring Overseer. I think Angelic Overseer is a different card.
Right. Yeah, but
already existed. But anyway, Inspiring Overseer, 2 and a white for a 2/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and gain 1 life.
Yeah, I played a sealed, and I had a couple of these, and then the Obscura Legendary Uncommon, that whenever you draw a card,
Quasar?
It drains.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good feeling. That is a good feeling. I didn't. I'm 2-1 in that queue because I was finally able to get on to play.
Right.
Fairly late in the day yesterday, and didn't really get to play as much as I'd like. But yeah, no, it's not a combo. But it makes you feel smart.
It does. We had Giada in that deck as well, which just as a 2-mana 2/2 flying vigilance is already very good.
Yes.
But if you have 2 inspiring overseers, just having Giada in play means the overseer comes in as a 3/2.
Yeah,
because it comes
which
in with
is
an extra
huge.
counter. Yeah, it's massive. It's ridiculous. Oh, and we had early on we picked up wiretapping. I don't think we ever resolved it. And we were talking about the cycle, and I hadn't seen the green one of the hideaway cycle. I was like, what even is the green one? And Adam's like, oh, it's preposterous.
Oh.
I think it's called fight rigging.
Okay.
So it's 2 and a green, hideaway 5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That's the important part. It has this other thing that's like, then if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, then you can play the hideaway without paying its mana cost.
What nonsense is...
But like, ignore the hideaway thing. I have yet to cast any of the hideaway spells.
If you put these in the other order.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like...
So then later in that draft, we opened and took and played to great success fight rigging. And it's ridiculous in the same way that like sparring regimen was ridiculous in Strixhaven.
Right. Yeah, no, this... Yeah, that's a good card.
It's like suddenly Giada's a 5/5 flying vigilance.
Yeah, well, I mean, this feels a lot like, is it Broker's Ascendancy?
Ugh.
Oh, that card feels so
Don't even
bad.
talk to me about Brokers.
Feels so
The
bad.
gulf in power level in Limited, we're talking about sealed and draft here, but I think this is true for most things. The gulf in power level between the different ascendancies is preposterous.
Who made this?
Broker's Ascendancy, which is green, white, blue for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker.
Yeah,
'cause
sure, why not? Yeah, like you wouldn't want to confuse new players by not putting a loyalty counter on planeswalkers.
Wouldn't want the planeswalkers to feel left out. That is backbreaking.
Yeah.
This is like game ending. They can just play a 2-drop and then this on turn 3, and you're probably going to lose the game unless you have a main deck Broken Wings ready to go.
Yeah,
because there's not a lot of removal. And then you compare that with Obscura Ascendancy, and it's like, if you don't have 1-drops in your deck, this never even gets started. Right? Obscura Ascendancy is white, blue, black. When you cast a spell, if its mana value is equal to 1 plus the number of soul counters on Obscura Ascendancy, put a soul counter on it, then make a 2/2 spirit with flying. As long as there are 5 or more soul counters on it, spirits you control get +3/+3. So first, you have to have the Ascendancy in play, then play a 1 mana value spell, then a 2, then a 3. Like, that is a huge ask for something that on itself does nothing.
Yeah.
You compare that to Broker's Ascendancy, and it's insulting.
Yeah. No, this is...
Maybe I'm just mad because Broker's Ascendancy has killed me several times, and I have yet to open it myself.
Yeah. Broker's Ascendancy just ruined my life. It just...
We should start a support group.
Yeah, exactly.
Broker's Ascendancy ruined my life. I had a very funny interaction.
We're still planeswalkers,
with
right?
Arena playing a sealed last night, where you know how on Arena your if you run out of timers, the rope, whatever it's called, then the game will just be like, we're just going to pass through the turn as like default as possible. Right. So it's like, we're going to say that you didn't block, you took that damage, we're just zipping through here. Right. So my opponent, I don't know, they probably disconnected because I don't think they weren't really in a losing position. So I don't think it was a rage rope or anything, but like, they just started timing out and it goes through like 3 timers. I'm just sitting there, and then it very quickly resolves the rest of their priority, which Arena does by exiling their Shattered Seraph, enchanting one of my lands. Shattered Seraph is one of the cycle that has the ability where for 2 mana and you exile it, and then a land that you control gains tap to add 3 colors. It's that awesome. This whole cycle's great, by the way. Like even the cards, even the creatures that are not amazing, just as like fixing and self-splash, like they're just very, very good. Shattered Seraph's, I think, one of the better ones. But it's like, I have to assume that they put that ability on the stack and we're in the mode of we're in the process of targeting a land when they disconnected, and then for whatever reason, Arena was like, just get through the turn as quick as possible. Target any land. I don't care what they're like. Great, fine.
Right.
So it just zipped back to my turn with them fixing my land for me, and I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that's really peculiar. I wonder if as you say, they were in the process of trying to resolve it, disconnected, and then Arena just chose a land at random.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they had. Then on my turn, the first time they got priority, we just sat there until their final thing went down, and then they were obviously disconnected. I won that game, so I'm not bothered by it. But it was very odd.
Yeah. Huh. I've been having a very positive experience with a fairly disciplined Obscura deck in Sealed.
I also, pardon me, I smacked my microphone. I also have an Obscura deck in Sealed right now.
Yeah, it feels really good. The lifelink is a really good counterbalance to anything that's trying to get out under your extremely greedy mana base. Because I still feel that aggressive decks might be able to do some serious work in Limited, especially in Draft, because people are going to be...
I have found that to be the case.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Very aggressive decks. I have... Adam and I had quite a bit of fun with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you center them? Are they Cabaretti or
I think
Riveter?
Cabaretti or Riveteers. Yeah.
Okay, so red, black, red, white?
Yeah. Like, the Jund deck can be very powerful. Nightclubber is ridiculous because it's the ETB. All your opponent's creatures get -1/-1 till end of turn.
Ooh.
So that like clears out a whole bunch of citizens, and there's just a bunch of X1s that the Nightclubber can kill. Like you can frequently make that a 2 or a 3 for 1 if you.
And it has Blitz.
And it has Blitz. Blitz is fascinating. I like it a lot. You don't like we were playing, and Adam was like, "Oh yeah, and you get to draw a card." Like,
yeah.
It's Blitz is powerful. Blitz is you're like giving up a card, but the card replaces itself, and sometimes, they're just not able to play around the stuff you're throwing at them because they weren't expecting a haste creature there,
Yeah, no, like these, I think I was very disappointed with the casualty cards in general in this set. Most of them being sorceries feels bad, except for the blue draw card spell with casualty.
Oh, little chat or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think that one's decent.
I like that one a lot. Yeah,
in Limited at least. Because
a great
I was
thing to do with
like
citizens.
I saw something like I saw this mechanic spoiled, and I was very excited for it for Highlander and for Gladiator, and all the cards are just like, right.
Counterpoint: Rooftop Nuisance is amazing, especially in the aggressive deck.
The tap?
Yeah. So it's 2 and a blue for a sorcery, casualty 1. Tap a creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Draw a card.
Right. Okay. So
you sack a 1/1. You're locking down 2 of their creatures and drawing 2 cards.
Yeah. Like this is divination with upside.
It's divination and frost breath.
Yeah. Okay.
At the cost of like probably a citizen token. Right. So like we had an instance where it's like Rooftop Nuisance, casualty, then we attack and we have I think Flame Jockey, I think it is, the one that makes when it attacks a creature can't block that turn.
Right. Yes.
And it's just hammering through damage.
Okay.
Plasma Jockey, pardon me. Yeah, so it's 3 and a red for a 3/1 Viashino Warrior. Whenever it attacks, target creature and opponent controls can't block this turn, and also has Blitz for 2 and a red. This one also, we did a thing where opponent played, what was it? Okay, here was the situation. They had a magician. It's a something magician. It's a red card. It's a good card. It's 2 and a red.
Oh, Exhibition Magician.
Exhibition Magician. It's 2 and a red for a 2/1 human wizard. ETB, you either make a 1/1 citizen or you make a treasure token. So the treasure tokens are useful if you're ramping or fixing, and the citizen tokens are useful if you have casualty. So our opponent had that, and then a big green idiot. It's one of the big rhinos, Freelance Muscle. 4 and a green for a Rhino Warrior, 4/4. Whenever it attacks or blocks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power and or toughness among other creatures you control. So we were like, okay, how are we going to get rid of this thing? So we blitzed out the Plasma Jockey, attacked with both our creatures, one of which was not in danger. I think it had some sort of evasion. Made the 2/1 unable to block, because that would have been just an easy trade for them, meaning they could only block with the Freelance Muscle, which we assumed correctly that they weren't going to do for fear of some sort of trick.
Right.
So we get in for the extra damage. Then, second main phase, sack the Plasma Jockey to the casualty for Light 'em Up, and just deal 4 damage to the Freelance Muscle.
Right.
We draw a card off the Plasma Jockey, we kill the Freelance Muscle, we got in for a bunch of damage. Like, Blitz and Casualty interact in very
well.
entertaining ways.
Blitz is actually a mechanic I'm far more interested in for Highlander, and I think I need to investigate that. It is relevant to my interests.
What's fun also there is that then you get to draw the card during your main phase, so you could actually do something with it that turn rather than in the end step when you sacrifice the Blitz creature if nothing else has happened.
Yes. But there's just a lot of little cards in this set that have been doing work. The Overseer, as you pointed out, is excellent. I was also really impressed with the oh god, what is it? The Drake. It's 2 and a blue, 2/2 flyer. It's an Aven.
Obscura Initiate?
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. That you can give lifelink for one in Orzhov mana. This thing does work.
Yeah.
Actually, there's not. If there aren't a lot of reach creatures, I found that show up commonly, and sometimes the skies are very clear. So this can keep you in a game much longer than necessary.
Yeah.
Or much longer than you would think.
But don't forget that Wrecking Crew has reach. We definitely got someone with the surprise reach during the stream yesterday, because it's a 4/5 for 5 with reach, and trample. It's a good one.
I'll be on the lookout for that one because I've been mainly scared of the. Oh God, it is now an elf. Used to be a spider in Innistrad.
Freelance Skyjack,
something like that.
It's basically Netcaster Spider.
Yeah, basically it gets +2/+0 when it blocks something with flying.
I think it's 2/3. I think it's actually. I'm going to look it up. I think it's exactly Netcaster Spider. Or I guess maybe James can look it up. But the Sawjack. High-rise
like
Sawjack?
That sounds...
Is it high-rise? Yeah, high-rise Sawjack.
Yeah.
2/3 reach for 2 and a green. Whenever it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And then is it Netcaster Spider that I'm thinking of? Or is it
one of the recluses?
It's something. Netcaster Spider, 2 and a green, 2/3 reach whenever it blocks a creature. Okay, yes, it's exactly the same. It's just that Netcaster Spider is a spider, and this is a elf citizen. Okay, yeah. Oh, let me talk to you about this combat trick. Luxurious Libation.
Okay.
So it's X and a green. Target creature gets +X until end of turn. So it scales really well. Also, you make a citizen. This is good.
Yeah.
Because you get to just surprise make a creature.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes very relevant, and you also get to make something else just as big as you can pay for.
Yeah, because I mean, with this floating around, letting something go unblocked is kind of inviting the fireball to the dome. We had another fun interaction that we had. Elegant Entourage. Okay.
So it's a 4-mana 4/4 in green. I love a good square green card.
Yeah, 4/4 for 4. Absolutely.
4-4. With Alliance, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature other than Elegant Entourage gets +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. So this with is it prize-winning Pugilist? It's the big fighter, Pugnacious Pugilist. 3 red for a 4/4 Ogre Warrior. You can blitz it for 3 and a red. Whenever it attacks, you create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red devil creature token with when this creature dies, deals 1 damage to any target.
Oh ho!
The new devil tokens, by the way,
I love them.
they're so great.
I'm looking for the foil versions.
Yeah. So blitzing this works very well too, because you get an entourage trigger right away. But say that this is just hard cast and in play. Attack with both those creatures because they're both 4/4s. Why not? The devil comes into play. Then you get an entourage trigger. And so you could make the Pugnacious Pugilist a 5/5 with trample. But you know what's actually super annoying is a 2/2 devil.
Oh.
Because there's so fewer good blocks. If it's like, if you have a 3 toughness creature, it's trading for that devil.
Yeah, no, that's actually brutal.
It was surprisingly effective. This card, I like Pugnacious Pugilist a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. That's very interesting to me. The match I lost I was actually up against the entourage curved into Elspeth.
Ooh.
And Elspeth, man, she is a house. I mean, you're paying 5 mana for her.
Worth it.
But in limited, giving like opponent curved entourage into Elspeth. Elspeth gave the entourage a +1/+1 counter and lifelink. So it's a 5/5. And it's rumbling in, and like 5/5s are pretty big in this format.
Yeah.
And she goes to 6. 6.
Yep.
Oh.
Elspeth is very good.
Yeah. I mean, go figure, right? Elspeth is very good. I don't know if Elspeth has ever had a bad card. Maybe the one from Scars of Mirrodin was not so hot.
Like one of those Planeswalker decks ones, maybe?
Yeah.
It's probably a 6-mana Elspeth that's not great.
Yeah. But, like, I think Elspeth has had the history of just, like, the best. Well, probably not the best. This is not a relevant topic for conversation. Elspeth is usually good. Take Elspeth if you see her.
Yeah. For the exact same mana cost, actually, a card that really impressed Adam and I was the Mysterious Limousine.
Right.
So 3 white for a vehicle. It's a 4/4 crew 2. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 other target creature until Mysterious Limousine leaves the battlefield. If a creature is put in exile this way, return each other card exiled with Mysterious Limousine to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you're throwing someone in the trunk.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're like black bagging them and hurling them in the backseat of this limousine just to have a little talk. But you can change who that is.
Yeah.
So it's like you play the limousine, you exile one of their tokens. On the next turn, you attack with the limousine, you exile something good. Like this, it's so good. You can always get whatever their biggest thing is.
Yeah, anything that can threaten the limousine gets in the limousine.
Yeah. And we had a situation, we had the limousine, and it was great. And then we had a situation later with a different deck where our opponent had a limousine, and they were in a really interesting spot because they had exiled our Lagrella the Magpie. And so they were in a situation where
Lagrella, yeah,
they couldn't exile anything new because if they did, we'd get Lagrella back, and then Lagrella could exile the limousine.
Yeah.
It was very, very funny. Lagrella, the templating still baffles me. It's not intuitive the way that it's written, but you understand it once it sort of works. I'd find myself not really bothering to exile my own stuff.
Yeah,
with Lagrella.
I mean, I had this experience the other day related to another game where I was looking through the rules for Warhammer 40k Kill Team, which I've been told is a very good game to play. It has a very good rule set, but their distance measuring is they use a series of icons to denote distance, right? So you don't need a tape measure. You've got a little tool. It's got like these 4 distance gradations on it.
Where did we talk about? Did we talk about this on last Tap? No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because that was a week ago.
But they use 4 shapes to denote the distances: 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, and 4 inches. Or 6 inches.
6 inches, yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. What shapes do you think they use for that?
See, I know the answer to this.
I believe triangle represents 1 inch, circle represents 2 inches, square represents 3 inches, and a pentagon is 6 inches.
Why not a hexagon?
I don't know. I don't
Why
know.
not the
But
six-sided
I mean,
shape?
like this is the example because I remember them all. Because
Yeah.
you look at it and you're just like,
You're so mad.
yeah, you're so mad that you're never going to forget this now. And
Yep.
Games Workshop is like, aha, as if someone planned it. And you,
I don't believe for a moment.
so Lagrella doesn't bother me because
Yeah.
with stuff like that floating around in a book I paid like $100 for, then whatever. I guess this is just the life I accept for myself. This is
Yep.
so I look at Lagrella and I'm like, sure, I'm broken now. Nothing matters.
You know what's another really good from this cycle of I think it's a cycle of the legendary
Oh, uncommons?
uncommons is Rocco the Cabaretti Caterer.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
preposterous.
Yeah.
So it's a 3/1 for X and the Cabaretti. So X, red, white, green.
Mm-hmm.
And then ETB is however much you paid for X, you go looking through your library for a creature with mana value X or less. I think it's or less, and just put it into play.
Yep.
It's really good. Like you can just playing Rocco on 5 and getting another 2-drop is already really good. You know, but like I had someone, they had so much mana. I guess this would have been 10 mana. They they tapped so much mana. They got Rocco and then put into play. Gosh, what's it called? Dusk Mangler. Yeah,
Oh.
Dusk Mangler.
Oh no.
5 black for a 5/4 horror. As an additional cost to cast this, which they didn't have to do, either sacrifice a creature, discard a card, or pay 4 life.
Oh, this is so greedy. They got a double black pips off of Rocco.
Yeah.
Oh.
They only casting this normally, you only have to do one of those 3 things.
Right.
They didn't have to do any.
Any of it.
Then
It's not ETB. It's
when Duskmangler enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature, discards a card, and loses 4 life. The opponent, which in this case was us, had to do all 3 of those. It was ridiculous.
wow. That's foul.
Yeah. It was amazing, but also stop. Stop hitting me. One of the ways that my opponent was able to do that was glittering stockpile. They
Oh yeah.
they used it to ramp into the mana needed to cast Rocco for 10 mana on whatever early turn it was. Fun fact about glittering stockpile and the dog, Goldhound. They're treasures. They have the treasure subtype.
Oh, I actually didn't see that. They are, aren't they?
Yeah, so glittering stockpile in particular, because it's a mana rock that you don't have to sacrifice for that 1 red mana. That mana still counts as mana from a treasure for the purpose of like stuff like Jetmir's Fixer,
yeah.
and Security Rocks, which is like it's a 5/4 that you can cast for just red green if you use only treasure to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think there's 1 or 2 other things that care about if you cast it with treasure, but just relevant that glittering stockpile counts as treasure for the purpose of that.
That is an elegant interaction that I really like.
It's fun.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to kick my teeth in, but you know,
Probably.
props, Wizards. Whoever did that, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, yeah, I've been like I said, apart from the drafting that you watching at home may have already seen or will see on streams, because we did the early access thing on Monday. Did you have a good time, James? Because you were streaming for 3 or 4 hours in the morning, and then I had 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the right microphone.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I honestly feel like I was it was funny. I woke up on Tuesday morning. It was Tuesday we did it. And I was like, oh no, I'm sleepy and I'm tired and this set looks complicated. This is going to be a very long 3.5 hours. And then I took a shower and I got out and there was a text from Adam being like, hey, can I join you? And I'm like, oh, thank God. Yes, please do that. Somebody far more competent at this game. So I would say he took the helm, but the set is super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely it's complicated. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out for me over the next little while. I fired up a sealed last night myself and ended up in Jund.
Nice.
And I was the card we talked about earlier, that 4/4 that gets +X+X.
Yeah.
That card is ridiculous.
Yeah, freelance muscle.
That thing is super fun. Find ways to give it trample, it's even better. But yeah, I do love that card, and Jund has been super fun, and I'm excited to sink my teeth more into it over the next couple weeks for sure.
Yeah.
See, like, I think this set might actually be relatively straightforward in that you just play 5-color greed and just take all of the fixing you can find, because there is so much of it in addition to treasures.
There's a lot of fixing. This could definitely be one of those formats that, like, as it develops, you just spend pack 1 aggressively taking all the lands.
Yes.
And then spend packs 2 and 3 picking up your bombs. Mm-hmm. Like, that could be...
Yeah.
That could be the case. I've only... Pardon me. I've only done a few drafts, and I've found that it's not that difficult to sort of find your lane or find at least a color that's open. Mm-hmm. And if you can find a color that's open, then you can sort of branch out from that. I was watching Kenji this morning, and he was saying that, like, generally speaking, like, he ends up in the shards most times, but that it's more he's in 2-color with a splash.
Okay, yes.
Right. So
yeah,
like
you
you
want a bit of discipline?
Yeah, he'll be like red green. I don't think it's necessarily what he's doing on purpose, but he'll be red green splashing a couple black cards. So like technically that's Riveteers, but like cuz that's what the fixing supports, right? But you know, that tends to be what he finds himself in, you know. Cuz it'll be like some of the multicolored cards. I can't stress enough how good that cycle of exile for fixing land cards are.
Because I think you're feeling pretty good if you spend your first turn playing a tap land or one of the panorama cards. On 2, you exile one of that cycle to fix. Turn 3, Exhibition Magician as a speed bump, make a treasure, and then like on turn 4, it's party time.
Yeah,
right.
It's great.
I think that's probably a fairly fine play pattern. Even if your opponent is super aggressive and gets you down to like 16, 14.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
like
fine.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to stabilize and gain life, but stabilization is not impossible. There's a fun sacrifice deck.
Yeah.
With body droppers and like casualty and blitz, obviously, but
a common I wish there were better. I wish the creatures in this set died better, but there are a few, right? Like the scarab or the
expendable lackey.
Yeah, expendable lackey. There's
turn him into a fish.
There is a blue piker that when it dies, you put a shield counter on something.
Oh, we had fun with this.
Oh, really?
Well, because you have something like Body Dropper, or there's a rare. There's Sanguine, something or other, in black. It's a 2/3 with Menace and Lifelink and Sanguine Spy. And you can also sack a creature to look at the top card of your library. And it has this other ability that if you have the 5 mana values, then at the end of your turn, you can pay 2 life. And if you do draw a card.
Okay.
So, but 2/3 Menace Lifelink for 3 is already very good. But you know, just being able to at instant speed sack your broker's veteran or whatever the card was to put a shield counter on something in combat. It's an onboard trick.
Yeah,
but it's annoying.
Yeah, no, and it feels like a real 5-head play.
Yeah,
right. Like
you're like, ho, I got it. I figured it out. Check this out. I sack this. I get value from Body Dropper or from the Sanguine Spy or something. I'm getting value for sacrificing it. Also, put a shield counter on this thing. Eat your creature. You know.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. This set feels fun so far. It's got a tough act to follow after Kamigawa and Dynasty.
Yeah.
I think that's not an enviable position to be in.
No.
Because Kamigawa was so sweet.
Yeah.
But, you know, not bad, New Capenna.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
And, you know, it's funny. There's so much, you know, as we approach yet another magic summer. There's so much stuff on the horizon, right? There's Commander Legends, Baldur's Gate. There's Double Masters. There's Jumpstart 2022. I don't know when Unfinity is supposed to come out at this point. You would hope that Cameron and I would know, but we don't.
I barely remember it. Honestly, 2021 was very a fuzzy affair.
Yeah. And then 2 more main sets this year.
I mean, I will say that while we do have a lot of stuff coming out between now and the next standard set, not much of it's going to be on Arena.
Yeah, maybe
that's true.
So hopefully New Capenna is good because it's going to be. I mean, I'm sure they'll cycle
Jumpstart.
Jumpstart will definitely be. I assume. But my assumption would be we're going to see a lot of old sets being cycled through Arena in the summer because, we don't have another standard set until the late summer.
Right.
So, we got a ways to go.
Is it Brothers War or Dominaria
I believe
United
it's
first?
Dominaria United, then Brothers War.
Okay. Yeah, maybe in 2 weeks, everyone will have figured out some extremely annoying solved deck for New Capenna Limited, and it will get awful. But, I'm optimistic. It feels like a fairly dynamic play space.
Yeah.
With, fun shenanigans and accessible fixing that hopefully lets people play what they want to play.
Yeah.
Rather than supporting one solved deck.
To your point, James, there is one of those things, which is that the Commander Legends Battle of Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate, whatever it's called, Legends of Baldur's Gate, the Commander Legends of Baldur's Gate thing. Obviously, that you can't do Commander Legends on Arena, but they are doing Alchemy Horizons : Baldur's Gate to bring a bunch of those cards to Arena in a draftable set.
Okay.
So we will be able to draft Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate, which is pretty cool. That'll be July 7th currently. So that'll be fun. So there'll be that between now and Dominaria. So wish they'd figure out a way to do Unfinity on Arena, but that's surely not going to happen.
Yeah, those cards are weird.
Yeah. Spoilers, there's some weird cards. I think that's within the realm of something we're allowed to share.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hope there are weird cards.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You can just sort of make that assumption. Yeah.
It's a very straight lace set that I think will lead to a very tight, competitive, limited environment.
Yeah,
that will set the gold standard for tournament play for years to come.
I mean, Unstable legitimately slapped as a draft format.
Actually, it did. At the time, I said that it was the sweatiest, sweatiest Magic I've ever played, and that was true. There were some interesting lines in that format, and then occasionally you just got absolutely walloped by that goblin that got plus X, where it was X was the roll of a die. It had trample.
Why?
I think
if you rolled high enough, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was bad. I still wake up in a sweat some days.
If you want to get yourself some Unstable, I guess you too can wake up in a cold sweat with minor trauma caused by drafting Unstable. Good pitch. Head over to Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/LRR, sponsor of the show. We love them. Tell them we sent you. Put the LRR on the end of your URL there. That just tells them that we sent you, which helps us out a lot. Or you can ask them for a button. You can do both. Right now the button is Math is for Blockers. Or you could support us directly at our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Supports not only this show, I should slow that down, but everything that we do. And we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, you did this.
Yeah. Thanks for continuing to do this. But that's going to do it.
Nicknames.
Oh, thanks, James. Right. Sorry, I'm bad at that. For those wondering, will there be a nicknames episode for Streets of New Capenna? Yes. And we are, at time of broadcast, putting the nicknames website live. So if you want to head over to lrr.cc/nicknames, you can get the nicknames website, and you can submit your suggestions for funny nicknames for Streets of New Capenna. And if you don't want to submit anything, please be a part of it by upvoting ones that you do like. And then when we do the nicknames episode in a few weeks' time, we'll be reading out the top voted nicknames for all the cards in the set, because we like to do it, and it's funny, and you're a bunch of funny folks.
Yeah.
So lrr.cc/nicknames. There's also a link in the description. Check that out and submit your nicknames. We'll remind you about it again next week. Or James will remind me to remind you about it again next week. Thank you, James. Until next time, I've been Graham, joined by Cameron. And James on Tech. And Heather Gesley's online. Thank you all so much for watching. And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.